a little information to you that we're recording this webinar. We will also send you the recording as a follow-up after the webinar, so that you can also forward this recording to your colleagues who cannot join today, so that they can rewatch everything that we are presenting to you today. So then I would say let's start. So this is what we have planned for today. So as a little introduction and some webinar guidelines, we have saved the first 5 minutes. But afterwards, of course, we're having the main part for today. So we have saved 20 minutes for the feature presentations to show you the highlights, new improvements, new features in your software that have been released in the last weeks and months. After that, we're also giving you a little sneak peek what's next, so what our developers are working on right now already, so functionalities, improvements that will be rolled out to your systems in the next weeks and months. And afterwards, we have planned 15 minutes of a Q&A session where we can go into more details in your questions you may have to everything that we're talking and presenting you today. So, and as promised, here a little webinar etiquette guideline. So please keep these rules in mind today. Mute your microphone when you're not talking, so to avoid any background noises. And for questions during the presentations, the best would be that you're using the little question tab here in GoToWebinar. So it's like a speech bubble with a question mark in it. So we are reading it, and short or questions that can be answered quickly, we are answering directly in the question tab. And for questions that are worth a longer answer, or maybe you would like to rephrase it a little bit in your words, we are having the Q&A session at the end as well. And in general, please be respectful. So let's treat other participants and presenters with courtesy and respect. So this is about the introduction already. And now I'm handing over at first to my colleague, Gustav. For having the feature presentations and the latest highlights.
Thank you, Katarina. And yes, I will with pleasure pick it up from here. Through my screen sharing, I will take us into our demo platform to showcase a few of the new product highlights. I trust you can see the view that I'm looking at, and it should be a familiar one to most of you, namely our platform front end. And for the purpose of today's demo, I've prepared a reporting page, because the features that I will talk about now are centered around analyzing, centralizing, and visualizing data. Because there is so much data and insights floating around your own platforms, I'm sure. And how do you compile and organize and view this quickly? Well, with reporting, Kanban, and submission detail view, of course. Let's have a look. So with reporting through Toolbox, you can build your very own reporting page, displaying your chosen KPIs, tables, widgets. You can create a fully customizable dashboard. And imagine for a second you are an area manager or a page admin, which I'm sure several of you are to some capacity. Perhaps you have recurring metrics that you want to be able to track with a quick glance. Well, perfect, because this is what we can see here. So let's say that you want to view how many users are registered on your platform, how many phases have been conducted, and what's the average resolution time for tasks. Conveniently, this is exactly what my dashboard is presenting, but you will build your own dashboard based on your own use cases. You can always edit these widgets and KPIs as you see fit by going into the edit mode. So perhaps, for example, you want to, instead of the average resolution time, you want to see the median one. Or perhaps when it comes to registered users, you want to track them from a specific date. So you can go in here, set different kinds of filters. Let's say that you want to see how many users have registered starting this year, because maybe you made some engagement efforts before that. You just chose the preferred variable here, click is after, and then you can pick any date. So let's say, for example, the last date of last year. Then you confirm, you add the filter rule, and that should update your KPI. So there's tons of different ways of doing this. I'm just showcasing a couple of examples here. And now I'm exiting editing mode. Then we can also create a table widget with even more comprehensive data. So I'm tracking tasks in this case. You decide what columns you show or hide. And you can also sort, of course. Perhaps you want to see due dates in rising or falling order. Additionally, there is a search bar, which is a great help. Just put in the free text to find the task that you're looking for with all the connected metrics. Or you can add a filter to your search, for example. Maybe you want to filter for a specific delegate. Let's take Katarina in this case. Then you see all of her tasks. And then, based on that, maybe you want to track resolution time, and maybe all kinds of revealing insights will be shown here. Point is, you are in full control of the data, and everything is customizable in terms of filters and columns. Okay, I'll remove this filter so it's not loading so much. Let's imagine another use case. You want to quickly check your submitted ideas. So how many are submitted anonymously? What status are they in? And what's the total number of ideas, for example? And again, there just happens to be widgets set up conveniently for this. And introducing to you the Kanban view. This is just like with the table and the KPI widgets, something that you set up and create, and you can create your own Kanban board. It's a helpful way of displaying overview of your ideas and what status they are in. You can see each tile representing each idea and also note the number above each column, where you can see the total number of ideas in each status, potentially identifying bottlenecks, for example. You can also combine several different statuses in one column, should you want to view them together. The last improvement I want to show you for now is the submission detail view. So clicking into one of these ideas will take me to this view. So let's go here. A rooftop terrace for lunch and meetings. Great idea already, we can tell. And this section has gotten a facelift, and you can in general see more information about the idea now. And to mention a couple of new features is that admins, for example, can now see visual reminders for any open or overview tasks. You can also interact by emojis, as typical for any kind of social media. And important to know is that this new submission detail view is being rolled out in phases. So for example, right now it's initially only accessible through the Kanban, which is just what you saw right now. Okay, that's what I wanted to tell you about reporting Kanban and that submission detail view. Now I know that my colleague Danica is really eager to keep presenting some other optimizations, if you will, Danica.
Thank you so much, Gustav. I love to take over. I'm going to steal your screen. My apologies. Exactly, as Gustav just said, besides adding these great new features that you just saw, we've also made some multiple other optimizations across our software. And I'd like to show you the most frequently used ones right now. Again, this view should be familiar to you. We will start in the front end, and to be exact, we will start in the profile settings of any user. If you go to the settings, you find the notification settings here. And as you can see now, we've made some changes in the wordings and the layout of this page So it gets even easier for users to update their preferred subscriptions and the frequency of when they want to receive updates. As before, they can use the toggles and the drop down here and see the little toast notification that tells them that everything has been changed to their desires and needs. Another great update, I think, has been the modernization of our prototype question. So we have made some changes here that makes the user journey even smoother. And by that, I mean that we've now integrated our prototype directly within the survey. As you can see here, we've removed the button that you needed to click before to open the prototype, and it's now directly embedded in the survey. You can either use these small arrows to click through the click dummy, or you can enlarge it however the user prefers, but it's way easier to use it now. Let's move to the back end. I'm going to use this little jumping space here. And you might have already seen some changes that we've made in the navigation. As you can see here now, the navigation looks a little bit different. What we did is we've connected settings and just put them under one menu item to make life easier for you. Examples of this would be, for example, the notification. You can now find all platform notifications, the platform blog, and the mail list under one roof. The same for the workflow. So we've started this optimization to collect everything that you need to set up and manage your workflows under one menu item, so you don't need to go back and forth. We've started here, more optimizations will follow. So at the end, you will have one menu item where you find everything connected to your workflows, and things will get way easier with that. Further along, you have the topic configuration, where you now have things like the topic types, the project roles, and the rating dimensions all together. And it just gets way easier to find everything. You can also see another great improvement that we've made, namely our new data tables in the backend that you can see here now. The great thing here is that you can sort by every column. You can just change the column width to what you need and what your input says, how broad it has to be. As before, you can add and remove columns just as you like. You can search for them, and you also have in certain tables the chance to add filters to look for specific input types. Just looks like this, where you can just really filter down the lists to your needs. Here as well, more optimizations will follow, but we made a huge step already, and I think these data tables will help us all to manage the platforms even easier. I'd also like to show you an improvement in our topic settings. So if you are using the toolbox already, you should be familiar with this one. But we've now extended the settings which affects the card image. So the card image is always the small icon you can see in overviews on recently used locations. And what we've changed here is now if you select an image from Unsplash or upload it from your device, it doesn't make any difference. You can select the image. If you click on the show cropper item, you will always see the save area. So no matter what, this area will always be displayed, and you can change the size as you want to, and then just save it and make sure that the most important part of your image is always displayed. Another great settings we've made in our topics is to be found in the export options. What you can see here now is you can immediately see the connected workflow and the connected form. So this will make life way easier for everyone. This, for example, is an idea management topic. That means that we have a connected workflow. And in order for viewing or managing this workflow, you can now simply click on the item, and the workflow that's connected is being opened, and you can directly make any changes. You can also click here and view the connected form that's connected to this topic type, make changes if needed, and don't need to click back and forth in order to find it. Now we've shown you the things you already have that are already available on your platforms today as we speak. But how about we have a look into our future about what's next? because as Katharina already told you, we'd love to give you an insight on what our development team is currently working on and what's going to be available on your platforms soon. Let's start with my favorite topic, the tags, please. So you might have already seen some changes in the platform settings referring to tags. In the near future, you will be able to collect and aggregate content based upon tags. So you can then add tags to platform content, be it either articles, events, or challenges, and then while using the toolbox, just create a featured content widget, and then you can see here in the little screenshot on the right-hand side, you can either select specific pages to be displayed, or you can select tags, meaning you add the tags that are already available on your platform. In this case, it would be AI tag and deep space. And that means that this page will automatically aggregate all of the content of your platform on these pages. The very cool thing about this is that it's going to be updated automatically. That means you don't need to add and remove stuff all the time manually, but it's being done automatically and saves a lot of time and gives your users so much more great input, and it's way easier to find everything. Next up, pardon, are the communities. So we will be able to create communities and allow users to sign up for these communities, receive updates for these content, and also easily manage that through their profiles. On this screenshot, you can see again the profile settings, and this little communities sub item will appear. And you will have a list of all managed communities that you're a part of as a user. And the cool thing is that you can easily just leave the community right here and you will no longer receive any updates. So this is also a great improvement in our notification system. Next up, very much anticipated from everybody. Let's talk AI, guys. Come on, I know you've been waiting for it. First up, AI for our submission called Submission AI. You can see a screenshot here that is the input for a submission. So a user simply dropped the content of their idea, of their challenge, of whatever they wanted to submit. And then our submission AI checks the content and gives some tips on how you can enhance the content. So making sure that your submissions and the quality of the submission get even better. The user then can rewrite the content by using the AI. They can also obviously make their own changes, but this will help a lot to improve the quality of all submissions. Another cool thing, you can see the small star icons here. So anytime you see these icons on any of our platforms, you will know that this is AI generated. As soon as I, as a user, click into the text and change something, this icon is removed. Next up, Creation AI. Also very exciting. With the help of our Creation AI, you can speed up the creation of new toolbox pages. I'm sorry. So this assistant will help you to speed up the process of setting up new pages, of creating new content for your platform. And by using the assistant, you can see here a small glimpse into our prototype. So you start with describing the purpose of your page as you would normally do. You just enter the content, and then as soon as you've entered the content, our Creation AI will generate the title and the description for you. And then you can obviously click into there and change stuff, or just continue, and you're being guided through the setup of the whole profile. And at the end, it will result in a beautiful new toolbox page that users can use. Exactly, here we go. Yep. And I think that's it for now. We're excited about what's to come, but we're even more excited about any questions you guys might have. So in this case, back to you, Kata.
Thank you. Thanks, Danica. Thanks, Gustav. Yes, as Danica mentioned, so this is what is about to come. So in our next edition of the webinar, of course, when the features are available on the production environments, we will go into more depth and really show you how the functionalities will work. Yes, so So far, we don't have any questions in our question. Oh, but I think one just came in. Okay, so Nuria just asked, will these new updates be available for the innosabi community or only for innovation? I think Nuria is referring to the product. So we have idea community and partner as products in our product range. So in general, they will be available for all products for as innosabi idea community and partner. For some of the functionalities, license extension is required. So for example, for reporting and Kanban. For the others that Danica has showed, I mean, for the prototype, you need to also have the prototype license. And for further questions, how to get these features that are not yet in your license, please feel free to contact then your CSM manager or your key account manager at innosabi, and they're happy to help you and also have a look at your license, what we can do there. But good question. Thank you, Nuria. Any further questions? Okay. Well, maybe in general also, as I said, you can always contact your customer success manager for more details. Of course, you can also always have a look into the help center. The new features are also explained there in our update highlights. You can also reread what we have just shown you. And yes, so
I believe one question came in, Katarina.
Pardon?
Sorry to interrupt you.
We have another one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you. Oh yeah, thanks. Dave, will we be able to see metrics in Kanban such as average time in stage? Dave, you're also allowed to unmute yourself and maybe explain it a little bit further. What kind of average time do you mean within stage? Because I'm not 100% sure what you mean.
Dave, I'll try to help you unmute yourself. Wait a second, please. Are you unmuted now? No, he's gone, isn't he?
I can't
No, he's
unmute.
not. No, here he is. Enable microphone. So, Dave, you should now be able to unmute yourself, or you are even unmuted.
Yeah, with the mic enabled, you still have to unmute yourself. So this is Mo giving tips on how to use those, which is quite tricky.
Thanks, Mo.
Yeah, I just granted him the right to unmute himself, which sounds very top level for me. But no.
This is Greg. Can you hear me?
Hey, yes, we can hear you. Great, Greg. How you doing?
I'm sorry. Can you guys hear me? This is Greg.
We can.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, I think what Dave's talking about is one of the key requirements for one of our programs is trying to calculate the time an idea has been in a certain status. So as we move ideas through a status workflow from one step to another, being able to look at average time in that status as it's moving across the platform. And so I think in the Kanban view, one of the things we'd like to be able to do is both at an individual submission level or at the whole status level, understand some of those timeframes. So I believe that's what he's asking about.
Okay, I understand. So right now, Moritz, correct me if I'm wrong. Right now, we don't have this metric yet. What we do have is the general resolution time, what Gustav showed us, like how long does an idea need in general to pass a whole process to be approved, for example. But that's an interesting thought for our product team, I think.
I think we should be able to get that number. The question is just is the API available yet? So maybe Gustav, you can take a look into it. It's probably going to be the task data source combined with that average resolution time that could help answer Greg's question.
Okay. Good. Thank you so much, Moritz. Okay. Any further question at this point? I think not.
Maybe then a question from me.
Oh, okay.
So what's next? That's
What do you mean
probably
with what?
a question. So, so those features are going to come very soon, but probably a lot of you are also wondering what's after that. So maybe you can raise your hands if that's interesting. Ooh, two hands already. Okay.
We had
You take it.
Three hands. Okay, good. So maybe I can just jump in and give you a
we
short
have a little bit
glimpse
more time. Yes, thank you.
of Q2. And this is just for a minute or two. It's like we have one major big topic for the second quarter plan, and this is going to be toolbox challenges. So really moving over from the existing challenges interface to a completely customizable challenges interface, and this is probably one of the biggest projects of the year. And we're going to start that very, very soon. We already have the first concepts for it. So this is definitely something that if you're interested in that and want to be kept in the loop and give feedback, then get in touch with your CSM, and they will tell our product team that we can sync, because I mean it's super important for us to get that feature right. We already have great first concepts, but you're the best judge for the concepts. So that's point number one on the roadmap item for next quarter. So that's a big item. And then we have another item which is called unified navigation. So this is probably what a couple of you already noticed is like there is a mixture now of the um, current navigation, I call it, with the backend, and the new navigation style. And this coexisted for a time because we need to do the migration. And now we're at a point where we're saying, okay, now we're going to switch off the backend navigation, and are going to move everything to one unified navigation. So this is going to be a big project as well, not as big as challenges, and we need feedback on that as well. So we will contact you, or we already contacted a couple of you on feedback regarding unified navigation. And I mean, you know the drill. We're going to reach out when we need more information and when we need your feedback. And the third project is kind of connected to creation AI. Or creation assistant with AI, is going to be template AI, and that's kind of the bonus project. Not 100% sure if this is going to fit in next quarter because it's just with challenges, it's a lot. But for now, we have planned it in as well. So this is template AI is going to help you to draft new challenges, pages, etc., based on templates and auto-filled by an AI system. And that's kind of what's on the pipeline for Q2. And as always, it's like when we work on something in Q2, it's going to be available for the first customers as a trial beginning of Q3, and it's going to be rolled out for everybody at the end of Q3. So that's kind of the plan.
Thank you. We have two raised hands actually from Dave and Troy. Do you have questions on that?
Sure. This is Troy. So Morris, with the template AI that you just mentioned, the last thing you referenced, is there a plan to save those templates, or for us to have the capability of saving those templates once created by the AI?
There is yes, there is a functionality in there to save those. So the idea is really that there's two kind of
Mhm.
templates. So one kind of template is a community created template. So it's all of our customers kind of sharing best practices on their pages, initiatives, challenges, crowdfunding campaigns, etc. We encourage everybody to kind of participate and kind of share with us what worked best. And of course, we're also gonna have a couple of templates from partners that are also working with us, and our own templates where we say, okay, from experience, we create those. So it's going to be a mixture. So those will be coming by default in the platform, and then on top of that, you can turn any page into a template and use that for future challenges.
I think
So
this was
that's a
the answer
yes
to you, Troy. Yeah.
Yeah.
on your question.
So, so yes, Morris, I am quite giddy with that. So
Oh yeah.
thank you, and thank you.
I mean, from a timing perspective, we timed it to be kind of at the end of toolbox challenges, just because the value is just the biggest together with challenges. So before that, it doesn't really it makes sense as well, but it's kind of with challenges together. That's a real killer feature. And so that's kind of why we planned it in or staged it in like this, like first priority challenges for next quarter, second priority on unified navigation, third priority on templates, and we're already having prototypes of it. So it's very interesting, especially the AI aspect is super helpful.
Thank you. Thanks, Moritz, for that outlook. And also, thanks everyone for your questions. Are there any further open questions? Greg, you have
Katrina,
unmuted
this is
yourself.
Greg. I can't figure out how to
Yes.
raise my hand on my phone here.
Oh, good. I can hear you.
Maritza, okay. Maritza, I want to put you on the spot because I don't think I've ever asked you this question, but recently we've been looking at trying to utilize solution scouting more for a number of use cases, especially with one of our large user bases. And I don't think I've ever asked the question, is solution scouting is there a plan to sustain solution scouting on the platform and make sure that it goes into the toolbox format eventually, that functionality?
Yeah, for us that's a really important functionality. Not used by so many clients, but when clients use it, it's super helpful. So this is why, from a roadmap perspective, it's a bit later planned to being migrated. But nevertheless, yes, there's a strong commitment to that feature.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, because I think with the new communities functionality that you guys previewed today, I think it's going to become even easier to promote and utilize that solution
Oh
scouting
yeah.
functionality. So we're excited to see kind of that convergence, and we're already seeing kind of that convergence and thinking within a couple of our larger communities. So, all right, thank you.
Good question. Thanks. Mhm. Any further open points we shall cover today? Okay. If not, then thanks again for participating, for your attention, for your questions. As promised at the beginning, we will also send out a follow-up with a recording with helpful links so that you can look up further information. And actually, this was the first version of this kind of webinar. And we intend to offer this as a regular format, so probably quarterly, so that we can inform you each quarter what has happened in the past weeks and months on your software. You can ask questions. And again, of course, to give you an outlook what is about to come. So, and for the date of the next webinar, we will inform you timely, but probably at the end of Q2 then. So then, many thanks for participating, everyone. Have a good rest of the day and see you next time, hopefully.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.